Jujutsu Kaisen has ended. It was quite the roller coaster of an ending. For me, the last arc, well, I guess before we get into it, there will be spoilers in this. So if you haven't seen the ending, you don't want to get spoiled, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and let us know what you think or how you think the series is going to end down below in the comments. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen has ended, but specifically the last 5 chapters left a significant whole void, if some would say, like in my heart, because we have to reverse back to like the beginning of the Shinjuku arc. The Shinjuku arc kicked off and Gojo versus Sukuna, oh my god, it was peak fiction. Like the fights was amazing, even though like Sukuna was overpowered with Megumi, but it was still good. Like you see the progression of the fights, everybody was unleashing their strongest techniques. We didn't know how strong Gojo was, we didn't know how strong Sukuna was. This was Gojo right out of coming out from that, like the box, right? And now there was so many factions. Like it was 4 months later, he came for the fight. He started off with the 200% hollow purple, and like everybody was hyped about that. And I remember at that time, the hype was insane. The fight went on as you would expect, Gojo versus Sukuna. Like it got better with each passing episode. Each fight was better. Each chapter was just better. And the peaks were amazing. But at the same time, Hakari was fighting versus, I can't even remember the name of the character, Sukuna's right hand. We didn't get any information about that. We don't know what happened there. How was the fight? Where was the techniques? We just know they entered this ice and then he entered his domain as per usual, but nothing apart from that. We didn't get any other information apart from at the end of the last 5 chapters in the episode. He came out and he was like, oh, that was a good fight. What happened in between? What was the techniques? Was there domains? All of these things we don't know. We don't know how it looked. We don't even know about Hakari. Like thinking about it, Hakari had just 1 fight in the entire series, right? Was that good enough? Because this guy was hyped to be the level of Yuta, who Gojo hyped and said, these guys are going to be the guys to replace me. Each of them are supposed to get to my level. But I don't think so. Like it left me with so many questions regarding the actual quality of these characters after Gojo. But let's get into the fight also. Gojo versus Sukuna, like it is, I'm guessing, the highlight of the entire manga, because like it was hyped up since like the 2nd episode where Yuji asked Gojo like if he fought, what would happen, and he gave the iconic "Nah, I'd win." It was not what we thought it would be, and Gojo's fight with Sukuna didn't turn out how we expected. Yeah, it was a good showing, and then Gojo lost, right? I am a Gojo fan, so like you can read that as you may, but I took it as, at the very least, if you're going to kill a character like Gojo, which I expected for him to die before the series ended, I expected at the very least for Gege to show us fully how he died, not just, oh, now he's in his head and now he's seeing these dead comrades. That didn't make sense in my head. I hope the anime does better and like they kind of bridge the gap, because like it felt like there was a chapter, there was something, there was more for them to show us instead of just Gojo's lower half standing, his upper half on the floor with him dead. I felt like there was a lot more that needed to be shown before we saw that scene. And after he died was to a certain degree when the stakes were increased, and like we didn't know how it was gonna turn out. And personally speaking, I thought this is part of the plot, but there's no way for them to beat Sukuna. So they said, okay, after him fighting Gojo, he couldn't open his domain, him getting nerfed. Classic. I was like, sure, let's keep on going. But with each passing chapter, Sukuna got stronger. He kept on getting better and better and better. I started thinking, how can this villain be defeated? It's basically a Madara situation where he is created to be this god of the verse, but there's no possible way for him to be defeated. And I started thinking, what if Gege was trying to do something different? Maybe he was trying to step outside the Shonen Jump mode and basically have the villain win. And I was really excited about that prospect because nobody does it like that. Then we got the 5 chapter reveal, like we just had 5 more chapters. So I was like, all right, this is easy. He's gonna win. There's no other way for the quote unquote good guys to win, even though the good guys were kind of sullied since they started using Gojo's body. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna talk about that at the end of. But We didn't get any more reassurances on how these guys could possibly beat him. But yeah, I guess he did. He opened a domain, which we still don't know what the domain is. Is it a train station? Why the hell does this dude have a train station as his domain? That's a different question. And also, we don't even know the name of the domain. We don't know the power within the domain. We don't know a lot of questions about Yuji. We don't know also the backstory between Yuji and Kenjaku. What happened there? We know Kenjaku is Yuji's dad, mom, but we need to have a flashback about the granddad, the family. Where did he meet Kenjaku, like the dad, and all these other factors. And they said the granddad didn't like Kenjaku for obvious reasons. Now we know, but at that time they didn't know, right? So what was the backstory? Did Yuji's mom die? What happened? So many questions that were unanswered. It didn't even stop there. Our questions didn't end there. So Yuji goes into this verse. He came out and he was like, oh, if you don't give up Sukuna, I'm going to beat you. How are you going to defeat him? God knows. I'm going to find the power of friendship and love. So then they were like, all right, so how can we defeat this guy? Oh, you remember Nobara? Who basically was dead. No, she's not dead. She was alive. You know, in the episode we left it kind of open. We said she might survive. Yeah, the might. And she was in a coma and she just woke up that very day. Yeah, it was amazing. Miracle, I guess some would say. But that's what had happened. All in all, genuinely, I think I'm super disappointed. I am very disappointed with the series. Like, the ending was so bad. And the only way I can rationalize it in my head was he wanted to end it with Sukuna winning, but the editors and Shonen Jump would not allow him to do it. So Gege had to end it with the way he ended it, with maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks heads up of he could have ended the way he wanted to end it. That's the only way I can rationalize it. But yeah, let us know down in the comments what you think. Do you have any good vibes about this? Do you think there will be a spin-off about the series? Let us know down in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thumbs out.